Okay, hello, welcome. Today I'm going to be doing a deck tech on the post Rosetta Kano deck. This deck, yeah, I feel like it's pretty good right now, so I just wanted to make a deck tech real quick. I've played 100 games on Teleshar. These are my results. Pretty good Enigma matchup. I mean, it looks bad, but that's mostly because I didn't know how to play the matchup early on. But yeah, the rest is pretty good, I feel like. Viscerai is 7-0. I mean, I haven't faced a Viscerai that is on Tiara yet. So, you know, Tiara makes the matchup a lot worse. 71%, I feel like that could be, with correct play, I think that goes up to 85-ish%. So, pretty good. The equipment suite. This is pretty standard. I think Kano has been on the same equipment suite since Uprising, barring when we were stacking KO. So, you know, it's basically the same thing. The main board, I'm just gonna go over everything real quick. First off, the Wildfire, Blazing, Kindle, and Lesson, those are your main combo pieces, so they are basically integral to the deck. Spindle is really good at digging for combo pieces and potions, because this deck really relies on getting out a potion. I'm just gonna scroll down a bit. You see I'm on 2 Clarity, 3 E-Pot, and 3 D-Pot, so getting a potion out is pretty important. Like, you really want a potion out turn 2 at the latest. And Spindle really helps with that. Also digs for Wildfire, which is really important for the deck, because as you can see I'm running 9 of Open the Floodgates. It's basically 1, 2, 3 arcane damage on blue, yellow, red, and if it deals more than its base, you get 2 cards. So the idea is to do Wildfire into any number of floodgates or booms or overflow or other middle spells into a blazing. So your combo turn is basically just huge, like humongous. And yeah, that's basically the idea of the deck. Lesson, very good. Sonic Boom. This takes the place of red overflow the Aetherwell. Yeah. So the red one deals 3, and if it deals more than 3, you gain 2. I think Boom basically just does the same thing, but better. So that's why we have Boom in the list. Then the blue base. So apart from Open the Floodgates and Flare, everything costs 0. Well, these two technically don't have a cost, but you know. The reason for that is you want as much top deck consistency as you can get, and in my opinion, these are just the best saps we have access to. So it doesn't really matter what you play in these spots. Like, in my 100 games, I've triggered this one once. I think I've triggered this like once or twice. This one has never come up. This one's never come up. This one has come up. I think I did win a game off of discarding. Flare is the only non-floodgates blue in the deck that doesn't cost 0, because Flare is just really good. Basically, if you play the Flare, if you go Flare into Blazing, it's like you played 1.5 zaps, and if you play Flare into a spell into Blazing, you do like 2 zaps and then the extra spell, of course. Damage wise, I mean. Potions are basically just so you can, I think I have around a 60% chance to get a potion on turn 0 if I go first. So that's pretty good. Ivophilia and Will of Arcana, they are misses in the deck, but with how much top deck manipulation we have in the deck with Clarity Potion, Deja Vu Potion, KCHs, Ragamuffin Set, Spindle, Lesson, you're really bricking very little, because you really want to set up the top of your deck to be like a Floodgate or an Overflow or any number of combo pieces. And this card is fucking nuts. This is just a better Kindle. It's a Kindle that always draws you a blue, and you can potentially use it more than once if you have like a Deja Vu potion or something. Now if Ophidia, pitch it to up 2 is just insane in this deck. And then Gaze the Ages, of course, one of our best cards. Then our sideboard. My sideboard is basically fully dedicated to the Enigma matchup right now. That's not entirely true. If I would fully dedicate it to the Enigma matchup, I would get rid of 2 of the Swells and put in 2 Woundables. But the reason I have it like this is because most of the time Swell and Woundable have the same job. And I'm actually testing a big spell plan with Waning Moon into the Earth Heroes. I have played, I think, 3 games into Florian with that build, and I won all 3 of those. I have not played into Verdance with it yet, because there aren't a lot of Verdances on Talishar. I think it's pretty good. I got the idea from the Battle Hardened winning, from the Battle Hardened winner in Sydney on Kano 2 weeks ago, I think, or a week ago. I don't know. Don't remember. I think it was a week ago, but it doesn't really matter. So yeah, the idea is just whittle them down until, they have like 10 life, and then you can, it doesn't matter, because you're Kano, so doing 10 damage on their turn is basically nothing. And of course the Scours are good mostly for Enigma, for the Spectral Auras, and it does some work. I bring them in into Viscerai. Well, I'm debating on bringing them into Viscerai. I don't think I actually will bring them into Viscerai. I bring them into Viscet and Florian. Florian mostly so it just replaces the Deja Vu Potion and the Twining. Mostly because I don't really need 3D pots in that matchup. I don't really want them either. And it's insurance against like an OTK variant. And against Vincent, the extra, like if Vincent ends her turn on any number of rune chants, it's just really impactful for her. So I do like the option to clear them. Yeah, that's basically the deck, I think. There's not really a whole lot to say about this deck, except, I mean, I can quickly go over the game plan, So the idea is to, you want to set up a potion or 2 or 3. If you get 3 potions out, you're really gaming. Then put a wildfire in Arsenal or something, or find a wildfire at least, and also find a blazing or a lesson. You're really focusing a lot on your wildfire plus blazing combos. Like you want a wildfire and then any number of middle spells into a blazing, because that just scales really well with Open the Floodgates. Because if your wildfire hits for, let's say, 2 or 3, okay, let's say your wildfire hits for 3, right? Normally, if you just did wildfire into wildfire lesson blazing, if your wildfire deals 3 damage and you have no other buffs, you deal 21 damage. If you add red floodgates in there, you just get 33 damage if you have no other buffs. And if it's like floodgates into 0 cost into blazing, it's just lethal, right? 41, I think, if your wildfire deals 3. So if your line is wildfire into red floodgates into zap into lesson into blazing, it's 41 damage. And that sounds like a lot, but because the floodgates really, like, it's basically +1 resource. If you have like an E-pot out, I think you can just do that line if you have the correct top deck, So I think this deck is really pretty good actually in the current meta. It's not amazing because there are a lot of people that are I think over preparing for Kano a bit, which means that if you just face the wrong person, you just lose. You just like a great example of this is Defy. I mean, I got kind of unlucky in that matchup, but he still beat me. Not necessarily because I got unlucky, because if he just had Oasis in his deck for no other reason than to beat Kano, basically. because it was just a normal Fi deck, except he also ran Oasis. This is actually my last game. It's this one. And I lost because you just can't do anything against that. If your opponent is like an aggro deck and they want to beat Kano, they can. Like Acilio, I think I have 2 losses into Acilio, 1 or 2 losses into Acilio because they ran Oasis as well. Yeah, I mean, there are decks that can't really tech for Kano. For example, if you run the big spell version into the Earth Heroes, Oasis doesn't really do a whole lot because your idea isn't necessarily to kill them with the Wildfire combo. You can also just chip them down until they physically die. Oh yeah, the Enigma matchup. I do want to talk about that real quick. The idea is, since we can't really stack anymore, the idea is to keep their board clear as much as possible. And you kind of just want to use this setup to keep their board clear. Like specifically these nice spells and the Wounded Bull and the Scour can get the 0-cost auras. And then you want to set up potions and eventually just hit them with Wildfire into something into Blazing. The same applies to her as to the Earth Heroes because you can just chip her down to like 20 or so life, and then if you put your last Wildfire in Arsenal, the last one you see is hopefully not like in the top 20 cards of your deck, you know. And you can just wait until you have an opening, right? I take out the Kindles, the red and yellow floodgates, and 1 Deja Vu potion and an Arcane Twining, I believe, and 2 Arcane Twinings actually. So I go down to 35 blues. I mean, it can get difficult if they overtech for Kano as well. Yeah. Oh, the assassin matchup. How many games do I have into new now? 3-1 into new. I also have 1 game into my local new, which I also won. It's fine. It's fine. It's not amazing. It's okay. It's a whole lot better than I thought it would be when they released the Widow equipment. It's fine. It's okay. What you can do is you can threaten lethal with a Wildfire combo using a Deja Vu potion, and then if they correct their Spell Void on your Wildfire, you can next turn do it again and they don't have AB or Spell Void anymore. I don't know, yeah, you get it. Like the Widow equipment, if they break it, they don't have any more AB. Like most of the time they will run 2 Widow equipment and Arcane Lantern, but AB1 is just not enough to stop Kano right now, you know? Even, I wouldn't say even through Oasis, but like, you know. Yeah, that's basically the deck. I think I'm probably gonna release some gameplay videos over the next few days. I don't know, I don't really have a lot of desire to play the deck right now. Like next week is my pro quest, and I kind of just want to also, you know, kind of get some time to relax and stuff. Oh yeah, also these games, I played like 20 games when I was dead tired, and I should not have played those 20 games, and I had like a 40% win rate there, which is also why my win rate is so low. Like if you just look at, you know, 16-3, 7-1, 2-0, 1-0, 9-1, 7-3 is not the best, but it's still 70%. Then 4-1 is 80%. Then this is just fucking garbage. That was actually pretty funny. Where is it? I think it's like somewhere there's like a big streak that I just kept losing. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, like these games were played at not a very great time to be playing Flash and Black games, you know. So I wasn't really thinking very well during those games, so I lost a bunch in a row. This one, you know, Aurora is actually a really difficult matchup. Most Auroras are on AB3 spell for 3, which is a fucking nightmare. Like you just can't do shit. Like they can prevent and they don't run like a lot of blues, but they run like 12 or something, I think. And the biggest problem about that is most decks that run 12 blues, most of the time they do want to use their blues, you know. But Aurora it's weird because she can use her blues, but her turns are like basically the same if she doesn't, and just keeps them back, you know. Also, it doesn't help that most of her blues are like good cards. You know, Blink, for example, if you Arsenal it, it's just a really good combo with Kano and Flash. And Sigil of Lightning, for example, if you just Arsenal it, it's just for her, as if you use her hero ability, basically. I don't know what other blues here on. Current Funnel, also a really good Arsenal target, just free action points all around. Yeah, it's basically, you know, kind of sucks. Anyway, that'll be it. I think that's basically all there is to say about the deck. It's pretty cool. I'll post some videos on hopefully the Enigma matchup if I can find it, and also the Earth version, Earth heroes if I can find them. And if I want to record, also, I don't really have any desire to make a lot of gameplay videos right now. I'll also post a tournament report next week on my ProQuest. I will be bringing probably this exact deck. I'm not 100% sure on the sideboard yet, but I think it will be. If not this exact deck, it will be 78 cards, the same, probably 77 maybe. If I'm feeling frisky. I am thinking about cutting the Wounded Bull for a Nursing Emptiness. That's basically it, I think. Oh yeah, I am also thinking about taking out 2 blues, probably to pop the bubbles and putting in 2 red flares or 2 red overflows, but no, I don't really want to test like that's kind of a drastic decision in the deck, because going down to 34 blues makes your draw consistency a lot worse, and flares and overflows, like, they're good cards. But on the other end, I'm going to be playing red overflow. It's not really a great card, you know. Oh, that's it. I think I'm gonna go now. I'm probably gonna go to bed soonish. So yeah, cool deck. Definitely play it. Everyone should play Kano at their ProQuest so I can beat them in the mirror. Goodbye.